All right. I think we're all set. We got 10 minutes of video for you to cut.
12. 12 minutes.
Has it been 12 minutes?
Yeah.
Well, then let's get started. Hello, welcome to the Campfire Gaming Podcast. My name is Matt, and I will be your host tonight. This is a special episode. We already did our episode for the week, so we decided, hey, we're all a little bored on a Thursday night. There's some news that came through. Why don't we do another one? The only downside, or upside, I guess, depending on who you are, is Mike's not here. But who is joining me tonight is Rich and Chris. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing okay.
Yeah, not bad. It's a Thursday night. It's weird.
Thursday night? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of
Wish
funky.
the Battlefield servers were a little bit more stable right now, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. Got any first impressions? Or save that for maybe another future episode when we get to dig our hands in a little more.
I feel like we could probably get into a pretty good discussion about that.
I have a gut feeling you're right.
Yeah?
Especially when we start playing together.
I know, it'd be really nice. That's the one impression I'll give everyone right now. Crossplay exists.
Yeah.
Not
you
functionally.
Right. Like, you can play with people crossplay while you're playing the game, but you can't party with people crossplay, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, what's the point in having crossplay other than to just play with other people that you don't know?
This is a beta thing, though. They've insisted.
Yeah, it's a beta thing.
It's just for this.
Yep.
So.
But yeah, other than that and a bunch of technical problems, I feel like I have a pretty good idea as to how I would feel about the game overall, or at least from the beta.
Nice. I have not had a chance to play it yet, so.
Soon. Got to get you on.
Yeah, why are we doing the podcast? I should just be playing Battlefield.
Exactly.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Anyways, cool. Any other thoughts on Battlefield or?
Not for this episode.
Okay. Yeah, not for now.
Right.
You'll have to wait till later.
Dig into it more. I'll get some time to play, and I can compare it, or we can compare it to the Halo Infinite flight. But thanks for joining me, guys. So real quick, check us out at campfiregamingpodcast.com, where you can find our links to our Discord and social sites. We'd love to chat with you. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love it if you subscribed, called us, mean names or nice names, or say whatever you want about us. We don't care. Just come interact with us. We want to hang out. So, come have a good time with us there. So, but to kick it off, I'm gonna throw it over to you, Chris. We're gonna kind of go through some quick little tidbits here, and before we get into the meat and potatoes.
All right. Well, let's start off with our quick fire round here. First and foremost, as part of the whole lawsuit with Epic, one of the little pieces of information that came out is Apple makes more money from gaming than Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, Activision, Blizzard combined at about $8.5 billion. And the key piece to remember about that is Apple does not make games at all.
Nope.
That's weird.
So
it's a ton of money.
It's a ton of money.
That's probably why they can afford to boot Fortnite and be like,
we're good.
Okay.
Yep.
Sure.
We don't need you anymore.
No,
you need us, Epic. We don't need you.
Seriously.
Exactly.
Next up, we have the Game Awards was announced for December 9th, Thursday, which I'm sure we're going to we'll see. Maybe we could try to do a live stream for that. That hasn't really been ironed out yet.
I will not be there.
Oh, that's right. That is actually a known thing for us. I'm just bad at remembering calendars.
Nope.
Worst case scenario, we'll cover it at some point.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about it.
Right. I'm going to be at US Bank Stadium being sad.
I mean, it's kind of the norm for people who have to go there these days,
Yep.
sadly. If you are a PlayStation Plus subscriber and have a PlayStation 5, so all 10 of us, Hell Let Loose is one of your free games for the month. So that's kind of kick-ass. I have downloaded it. I have not had a chance to actually turn it on yet. So
it's one of our personal favorites.
Yeah.
Very popular.
One thing to throw in there, too, is even if you aren't one of the 10 people that have the PS5, go redeem it.
So
you
100%.
have it for whenever you actually can find a PS5. So, yeah.
Now, just to make sure the Xbox gamers aren't left out of all this, if you have Xbox Game Pass, you are currently able to download Marvel's Avengers. Sorry,
Yeah.
that's all I can say. Play the single player, and then just delete it. You're good. Single player is fantastic.
I might try to do that at some point. So
you'll see why I keep hyping up the single player. I think it's a blast. Last but not least, a game that keeps getting tossed around as a potential for our book club game, Life is Strange, remastered, of course, was delayed and is now coming out February 1st of this coming year. Oh, they're using a new engine to boost the lighting and everything. Wow, that's kind of cool. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I kind of have a feeling this might be one of the book club games.
It keeps getting tossed around, and it's coming out
because it keeps getting delayed.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, and now it's coming out at the beginning of a month. It does kind of feel like it's just saying should be our February book club game, but time will tell.
I think originally, wasn't it supposed to be like our August book club
It's something,
game?
yeah, it was
like
something
July
like that.
or August, and then it got pushed back, and we're like, okay, so I guess we do Psychonauts.
Well,
because that's coming up.
And it was the same kind of idea. We were going to do Life is Strange and get it done in time for its sequel, the True Colors game, to come out. Mm-hmm. And then it got pushed out. So
yeah, it got pushed out.
But just
we'll get
about
to it.
4 or 5. Oh my God, it's only like 4 months out.
Yeah, February's not that far away.
Jesus Christ.
Better start saving that money so we can all buy it.
Right.
Unless it comes to Game Pass. No word on that. I'm not saying it is.
Get all your friends to start listening and subscribing to us.
Please.
That's the best way to help us make this our book club game of the month.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all we have for Quickfire Round. Now it's on to the full-blown news.
Full-blown. And we're going to kick it off with a good old rumor. Because we love rumors.
That's the best way to do it.
I thought this was some pretty cool news. I mean, I guess the question to you guys is, would you guys prefer that Konami continues to make Plinko machines, or maybe go back to making games like Castlevania, Metal Gear, Silent Hill, you know?
Kojima going to come back? Because then the answer is they could keep making pachinko machines.
I highly doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, sure, some of these franchises would be great to see more iterations of them made. Silent Hill being a particular one that a lot of us have been kind of hoping for a very long time, but haven't seen much progress in that. And I think they canceled the game too, so that was unfortunate. But on the other hand, part of me is like, I almost don't want them to, because Konami hasn't exactly been going down a very good road with these franchises and have been kind of bastardizing the franchises for their gambling games that they've been making.
This wasn't part of this rumor, but I seen some things the last couple months that Konami might be kind of shopping their IPs out a little bit, not in the sense that they want to sell those IPs to another studio,
but have someone
or
else have it,
but have somebody else do it, which, I mean, I guess potentially could be a good thing if they have another studio that does a really good job with that IP. But you know,
they could.
Maybe they shop out a new Metal Gear to Kojima Productions.
I was just thinking that exact thing. Look, we'll pay you a lot of money because it's the only way we make money.
Mm-hmm. No, I'd be. I said it on the show here a few times, and as much as I have a love-hate relationship with remasters and remakes, I'd love to play the Silent Hill games. You know, that's a franchise I'd love to get into. And I never actually
good, dude. Like right up there. Yeah, right up there with Resident Evil. It's just something you have to play.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of why I'm hoping that they'd remaster at least was it the first 2? Are they the good ones? First 3?
First 3, I would say.
First 3 are fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. A new game would probably be fun too. I'm sure that'd be more fun for old fans as well. But Metal Gear is also another one, which one of the rumors is that they're going to remaster some of the older games, which again, could probably be good for me because I have never played a Metal Gear. No, I started the first game a long ass time ago. And I forget how far I got. Not very far. But cool.
It'd be kind of neat to see those come back.
It'd be fun. I remember the excitement around. I had a lot of friends that loved all the Castlevanias, the Metal Gears, and the Silent Hills. I just never got into them. So, or never had a PlayStation, you know.
Yeah, right.
Yep, I would try to buy a PS5 if Silent Hill was coming out with a new iteration, and if it was exclusive to the PS5, I would definitely jump on board that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That would be like, yep, finally sold on it. I'll get one.
You know what we should do? Just having great ideas on the podcast. Because I was just thinking we should watch the movies. We should do like a book club, but for video game movies. Watch the Silent Hill movie and chat about it.
I'm already
I'm
kind
video
of
game
planning
related.
on doing it.
Yeah.
I would love to watch that movie again. I love it.
Yeah. Oh.
Or at least I never saw the second one, but the first one I thought was good.
I enjoyed the first one. Second one was
Mm-hmm.
It was entertaining to watch, but it was definitely better than the second Doom movie.
Oh,
I forget
yeah.
what was that called?
Doom
Annihilation.
Annihilation.
Like that was
So
like
awful.
order some pizza, grab some beers, and sit down and have a good laugh with your friends. Kind of good.
Yeah,
But
that was like Sci-Fi
was-
Channel levels of bad.
There
Yeah.
was some of the acting, some of the CGI. The story was just it was rough.
Understatement.
At least the first one had The Rock in it.
And
I-
Carl
you-
Urban. I'm a big Carl Urban fan.
I get it wasn't like the most amazing movie, but that was a fun movie.
It was fun. It
even with
knew
how
it was
good
dumb.
and bad the first person scene was. I don't know.
Oh, God.
That's a different kind of grab some beers and watch it with your buddies fun.
Right.
That's, you know.
If there was be a movie that I would prefer to do that with, it would be that movie instead of Annihilation.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
true.
I like that one. But good stuff. In some other news, now we're moving away from rumors now. That was our only rumor for this show. So we know Chris loves rumors, so I'll keep putting them in the notes here, in the future, other ones. But so in other news, Blue Point Games has been acquired by Sony. So this is like their, what do we have here, 5th studio this year they've acquired. They're really trying to keep pace there or keep ahead of Microsoft. Blue Point is most recently known for their Demon Souls remaster for the PS5.
Yeah.
Remaster. But they've also worked on remasters of, or at least maybe, remasters of Shadow Colossus and the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection. So kind of no surprise that they're joining the Sony family.
I guess. I wonder if there was like Microsoft was sniffing around to get them to do some remasters for them. Because otherwise, I mean, all their games have been with Sony. So what happened? Why did Sony all of a sudden feel the need to say, you know what? We just own you now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's probably, I mean, kind of like what Matt said. This might be part of an initiative to kind of, keeping up with the Joneses with Microsoft. But start acquiring the studio. We'll start acquiring little satellite studios here and there. And then, I mean, I think when Microsoft started doing this whole bit, I mean, a lot of it was, I think it started off with a couple of in-house studios, and then they started doing stuff that was like, directly related with Microsoft.
Mhm.
And
Mm-hmm.
with, I think, Mojang being an exception. But that was because they, that franchise got sold for like grillions of dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
a ton of money.
Notch made out like a bandit, but
Lucky.
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, no, it'll be interesting. I know we've chatted about it before, but I'm okay if Sony and Microsoft just stop buying things for a little while. Like, just let some studios be studios.
Especially indie devs. Let them do their work. Don't mess with it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's up to them too. I mean, if they want to
Yeah.
sell their studio, I mean,
True.
they have every right to.
No, I've
But
said
I
mean,
they
yeah.
don't.
And you do see success stories. I guess the most recent was probably Psychonauts 2. Well, Double Fine and Psychonauts 2, right?
Mhm.
Tim Schafer came out and said like that, one, they would have released the game like a year ago or 2 years ago. I forget when it was supposed to originally come out. But he's like, with Microsoft money, we were actually able to because they started cutting bosses apparently
Yeah.
and levels.
Yep. They
So
were
he's
running
like-
out of money.
Yeah, so they're like, so when Microsoft came in, gave us some money, we were actually able to say, hey, we're going to delay the game and actually add more and do better. So there's some success stories there too. So
Right. But it comes with a cost. I mean, not every one of those stories is going to be a success story. I'm sure Bungie is pretty regretful of the time that they spent being under Activision's wing.
What? Why would they do
Do you
that?
think?
I think so.
You think they were happy?
Yeah,
happy with
very
them?
very shortly after. I'm sure they were working on it already, but very shortly after a lot of the more recent Activision stuff that's come out in the last month, Bungie put out some updates to their employee and community guidelines and stuff to, I think, again, separate themselves a little more from the industry, and especially to kind of be the opposite news of what Activision was again recently been coming to light with their stuff. So
Sure.
and yeah, they used to be part of Activision, so who knows if some of their like contracts and policies are still kind of from being
Like
under them.
Oh, like leftovers.
Yeah.
They have some of Activision's leftovers.
Potentially, I don't know this stuff. I've never seen one of their contracts, but yeah, it's been years since I've seen an Activision one. So, but yeah, in maybe good news or just news, Randy Pitchford is stepping down from the Gearbox software side of Gearbox Entertainment. So,
Yeah, that's not confusing.
Honestly, that's probably a good thing.
I would say yes.
From the sounds of from reading online or reading some of the news surrounding him, it sounds like he was kind of a chore to work with.
mm-hmm. Now he's definitely has his controversies
True.
over the years.
Yeah, he definitely
Absolutely.
has.
And
But
when
I mean, he's doing what I assumed he's wanted to do for a long time. Like he's wanting to be in entertainment, and he fell into games, but like I just always assumed that he's wanted to do stuff like TV and film and things like that.
Well, and you could see during their last presentation, I think that was part of E3, that he was obsessed with the movie stuff and really didn't give a crap about talking about any of the games. It was all about the movie. That we saw
Guys,
nothing else.
Please, trust me. Go watch the Borderlands movie. It's gonna be great. Trust me.
Oh, by the way, Homeworld 2.
Yeah. Which, I mean, talking about the movie side of things, that's actually where initially when I saw this headline, I was like, oh shit, some more crazy stuff of Randy Pitchford's coming out, and it's going to be the next big controversy. But really what it is he's stepping down from the software side of it and moving to the Gearbox Studio side of it to deal with, as you would assume, probably the movies, TV shows. Sounds like they're moving into the transmedia stuff. So it's a big term I haven't heard it, I feel like, in a few years. But
Yep. Yeah. So he's focusing more on the entertainment stuff rather than the development of the games, which I mean, like I said, it's probably a good thing. Everybody kind of gets what they want.
If it means I get my Brothers in Arms game sooner than later, I'm all for it.
Apparently he's still available to anybody on the software side that has any creative questions or needs guidance, or
I'm sure they're good.
Yeah. We'll see. Did you guys catch this Twitch news?
Yeah, it's tough to not hear about it.
Oh, I was gonna say it's gonna be hard not to hear about this. This was kind of a big deal.
You want to give us a little rundown, Rich, or?
Yeah, sure. You don't want to. So what was that? Yesterday morning, I think it was. It was reported by Video Games Chronicle that Twitch had supposedly been hacked. They had a massive data breach, and the people who were responsible for the data breach ended up getting away with a ton of internal stuff from Twitch, things including like source code. They had, I think, documents talking about different products that were on the way, things that Amazon was doing, things that Twitch was doing. I think they had information regarding salaries of various streamers. and turns out we're in the wrong business because
Yeah.
these people are making a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But they were figures. I don't know if that's actually how much that
Yeah.
they make. It could be less, but yeah. So I mean, it ended up exposing quite a few things that we had not heard about yet, which is going to be very interesting. Things like Amazon Games Studios is going to be coming out, or they're trying to release a Steam competitor, which that was pretty big.
How does that news make you feel?
I don't know. Like, if I guess if somebody's got the money, the power of money behind them to do something to disrupt Steam, it would be much more likely Amazon than Epic. That's for sure. And I can guarantee they probably would be able to create something better and more usable of a Steam store, or like a Steam like storefront, than Epic would, without all of the grandstanding and soapboxing that you're not going to have Jeff Bezos talking about how he's doing it for the little guy.
You don't know, he might start a 1984 campaign against Valve next. So,
but I mean, so this was interesting that this had happened. So this ended up getting leaked to 4chan. The poster of all of the the source code and all this information. Basically, the motivation behind it is that they wanted to create more disruption and bring some competition to Twitch. And they had to make the comment that their community is a disgusting cesspool. Quotes. That is the quote from the post. So if you have a Twitch account, I would recommend going and resetting your password. Supposedly that there wasn't any personal information that has been lost, but companies have said that before, and that had turned out not to be true. So just to be on the safe side, if you're listening to this now and you have a Twitch account, go change your password. Be sure to enable two-factor authentication. Just keep your shit safe.
Yeah. Now I saw too. I got an email as well that they reset the stream keys for, I think, everybody on the platform. So I guess while you're maybe making adjustments there and putting that new stream key in, like Rich said, go change your password, add two-factor authentication.
It's not hard. Yep, they got guides on their website on how to do it.
It's just need a phone, so hopefully everybody's got phones.
Oh, I've heard that that's actually not the case.
Not the case yet.
Yeah.
But everybody's gonna miss out on Diablo Immortal.
I know. But I don't know. What do you guys think about all this? I mean, they lost, I know they didn't lose it, but they, had stolen source code, some of this Amazon information. The Steam competitor was codenamed Vapor. And then, there was another, there's, I think, a game that was coming out, or it's not really a game, but they said that they found in the files, there was like some stuff utilizing the Unity game engine to make some sort of like an integration chat software kind of a thing.
I think that was called Vapor or something like that.
Yeah, it was like Vapor something. Vaporware, not Vaporware.
It was the unfortunate name.
Yeah, it was Vapor something. Yes, what are your guys' thoughts on that?
I mean, probably not a good idea to steal all this stuff and then leak it, especially if there is potential personal information of just regular Joe users like us.
Yeah.
I mean, I do agree. Like, it's a bummer since Mixer died. I know it wasn't really competing with Twitch, but it gave other people a different avenue, along with like YouTube, to gives people options and creates competition, which is good.
Right.
But no, this is. I mean, it's interesting because we get to talk a little about this vapor thing, but it's just insane that. And two, there was supposedly this hacker, whoever he is or she, they apparently have more stuff. So I don't know if that's more stuff on Twitch or more stuff on Amazon. I didn't see anything anywhere like Did you see anything like that they have demands other than selling it on 4chan?
No, I think they made their intentions pretty clear.
Yep.
Just give me money, and this is why I did it.
I don't even know if they were asking for money.
I was gonna say I never heard
okay.
that there was a ransom attached to it.
No,
It was
as
just
far as I know, they were leaking.
transparency.
Yeah,
Oh, so
they
it's
were
just-
leaking this
okay.
information because they hate Twitch and they want more competition
Yeah,
around Twitch.
because they're notorious for once you can't disclose how much you're earning on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
You're not allowed to. So now that's not a thing anymore. We now know how much those top streamers make and how
Those are some
little
pretty
some
big
of them
figures.
do. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well, and I think the one thing that also keep in mind for everybody in terms of the earnings, this is just the earnings based off like their subscribers and that kind of stuff. It's not. It doesn't include obviously like promotions and that kind of when a third party is providing the funding for it.
Right.
This is
Yeah, it
just
probably doesn't
related to
include
Twitch.
Sponsorships.
Yeah.
And promotional things, and doesn't factor in how much. I mean, of course, it's not going to factor in how much they make from like YouTube revenue or merch or
Right.
donations. I don't think that would probably factor into that because that's usually handled through a third party. So donos probably don't get taken into account.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
probably is actually a lot more
Mm-hmm.
than that figure.
But I mean, for as much as there's the methods gained that to get it are questionable, I do appreciate the transparency. It's not, and for people that want to get into it, it helps give you a little bit more clarity on like what do I stand to gain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I suppose if I had to deal with 20,000-30,000 members of this disgusting toxic cesspool, would probably want somewhere in the air of 1 point some odd million dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And that was over the course of 2 years, right? That was from August of 2019 to October of this year. Is that was the total of how much some of these people made.
Mm-hmm.
The only other takeaway I had, and I do find it slightly amusing, is they also kind of showed. I guess maybe they didn't, but it's the hot tub streams did not steal revenue away from the male streamers. The highest woman on the list was number 49 of their list of streamers. That's as high as it got.
The top 100 or whatever.
Yeah, and it's I don't know what her name is. I don't know how you're. Is it just Pokemon or whatever?
Oh, I've heard that name, but yeah, I don't know how you say it.
Yeah, but she's not a hot
Pokey.
tub streamer though.
No, she's not. But she is currently the highest paid, I guess, woman on standalone woman on Twitch. Because obviously, you have like Critical Role and that kind of stuff that has women involved.
Yeah. Pokimane being one of the top is
Pokimane.
not. Yeah, that's not surprising at all.
Okay.
No.
Well, it's good to see that. Like, it would be crazy if like the top 10 were just hot tub streamers. It would have been terrible, but like, yeah. I don't get it.
People can choose what to watch.
I'm not shaming anybody that likes to watch that stuff. I personally think you better use your time watching other things. Hey, more power to whoever likes it and whoever's doing it, I guess. So
this is where the hate mail starts coming in.
Yep. Matt hates hot tub streamers. Well, shit. Now I got to do a hot tub stream of myself on the Campfire Gaming Twitch.
I can help you set that up.
Might get us some views.
This took a turn that I wasn't really expecting, but here we are.
Yep.
Only if you wear pasties and a thong, Matt.
I would do it for the podcast. I would do it for the listeners. Maybe.
I'm becoming afraid. We should move on before this gets darker.
Any last words with the Twitch leak? I mean, it was kind of pretty big, and again, if they leak more stuff, maybe we'll talk about it again in the future. So
This is going to be a developing story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Biggest thing, as was said earlier, if you have a Twitch account, reset password. Just safety first.
Mm-hmm.
good news. Oh, what about maybe 2 years later? Epic has finally achieved something with the Epic's Games Launcher.
2 years since what?
Wasn't that when they kind of really put their foot in the game for clients, PC clients? Like became a store like Epic Game Store.
Depends on when you want to start that, because I think 2018 was when that started.
Yeah.
So we're depending on when in 2018, we could be coming up on 4 years.
Yeah, 2, 3, 4 years. They're finally adding their version of achievements to the Epic Game Store. I was actually talking
Of all
about
the
this.
features that you could introduce.
Yeah, I was talking with my buddy the other day. It's like, it's insane. Like, I forget what he's like, oh, I never use like the Epic Game Store or whatever. I'm like, yeah, and we got into a conversation. It was just, it's kind of like what we've talked about on here. It's like, it's been what, 2, 3, 4 years almost. And they haven't done anything really with the launcher. And it's just, I mean, good for them that they're getting achievements in here, I guess. But it's like, you know,
That seems like such low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Though. Like that doesn't seem like they actually are trying to make the service better.
I still get like 5 friend invites from random bots every time I boot up Epic Game Store, like once a month maybe. And it's just like just yeah, with all their money they're dumping into this, trying to compete with Steam. It's like, how is this not a better experience?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Honestly, I think what really is starting to show for Epic is that this Epic Game Store is a money sink. It is losing them money, and they don't want to put more money into it because it's not becoming worth it for them.
Well, that was some of the news that we talked about with the Epic.
That was from earlier.
Versus Apple. Yeah. Just
Yeah.
they're losing money on all the exclusives. The store's not doing great. Yeah.
But that's because, like, are we surprised? I mean, the store is bad. Like, if I wanted to go, let's say I want to go right now and buy Far Cry 6. I want to buy this now. You know what I can't do? I can't see all of like, what's the future DLC for this? Like I can in Steam. Or like, let's see all the different editions that I could buy, like Steam. Can I gift this to a friend that really, really likes Far Cry 6? Nope, I can't do that either. Like all the stuff that revolves me buying things and actually spending money on the store, those features are not in the store. And that's ridiculous. Like, why the hell would you go and think, yeah, achievements is what people really, really need with our store, rather than making the store way more usable and, I don't know, customer friendly to use? Like,
the thing too with the achievements, I think I've not developed a game on many platforms at all that use really achievements, but generally the game developers have to support it. You know, something like Steam, a lot of developers support anyways because it's Steam, right? You know, same thing if you're developing for Xbox or PlayStation. Does Nintendo have? Nintendo doesn't have any sort of like achievements or trophies or.
No, you could try to text Mike.
Yeah.
I
know,
what
like,
the
I
Switch
think
has.
they have. I don't remember.
But I guess the point
I
I
don't
guess I'm
think
trying
so,
to
though.
make is the developers have to support this, which is also kind of the next part of this news is that, you know, their first round of games, which, you know, great if you have these games on this platform: Ken of Bridge of Spirits, Hades, Alan Wake Remastered, Rocket League, Pillars of Eternity, Zombie Army 4. You know, those are going to be some of the first games that have achievements in the game. Like, they're going to have to get developers, I don't know how big or small of a task this is, to go back into their games if they want to try to get the backlog of older games in their game store to support achievements. So it's not even like, oh yeah, this, I don't know, we implemented something or we worked with, you know, all these studios and, you know, all these games are now going to have, it's like, no, here's only a couple at the start.
Well,
they're only going to slowly roll it out. And I'm assuming it's only going to be a lot of newer games. They're not going to go
Probably
back
at
to
first.
older things for games that already have like achievements on other systems. But again, I don't know how much work goes into it, and I don't know how they're working with developers and publishers. But yeah, I don't know. It seems like something that's only going to affect, we'll say to start, a small amount of your users. Like, why didn't you focus on something else? Yeah, like improve the just other parts of the experience that is going to improve the experience for everybody, not just a small group of people.
Right. So I mean, yeah, if you have Kenna, Bridge of Spirits, Hades, Alan Wake Remastered, Rocket League, Pillars of Eternity 4, Zombie Army 4, and then I don't know, I'm guessing there's a couple of other ones. Congratulations, you get achievements. But for everybody else who doesn't have any of those games or does not actively play those games, you will not notice anything that has come in this this update.
I will say, in terms of difficulty, I mean, any of these games that are on another platform has some type of achievements. So at least the structure is there. It's just whatever the triggering mechanism needs to get turned on. I feel like I really want to criticize it, but I'm also someone that is so hardcore into my gamer score on my Xbox that I feel super hypocritical for me to just sit there and bash it the whole time.
No, I mean, like, achievements are a fine feature.
It is low on the totem pole of things that they need to be working on.
I
Exactly.
think
Like,
that's
of
my
all the
point,
things, of all the things that they, could be introducing to make the store really, really good and be a Steam competitor, I guarantee you, like, even on Steam, like, achievements are not the thing that people are going to want first. That will be one of those, like, oh, this is cool. This is definitely a nice to have.
Mm-hmm.
But when it really comes down to it, like I said, like, if I can't gift my friends games, because I do that on Steam a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I can't buy more than one game at a time. Like I said with the Far Cry example, if I wanted to go and buy Far Cry 6 and be like, I don't actually have, Far Cry 5, 4, 3, and 2. Well, let's go buy all the rest of those. I have to click through each one individually, go through the process, buy it now, sign the credit card thing, hit the purchase button, and I have to do that for every single game that I want to buy.
It is stupid.
It's so silly.
Yeah. And kind of going back to our previous thing with the Twitch leak, if this Vapor competitor, Steam competitor, comes out from Amazon, it's really going to light a fire under Epic's ass if it comes out in a not better shape with a more complete set of features.
Well, and it'll have the weight of Amazon throwing marketing and products at it. So
right. Honestly, I think like Epic did not have the resources to really make Steam shit its pants. Amazon has the ability to make Steam shit its pants. Because what is Amazon? It is the ultimate e-commerce experience. I feel like they would definitely know how to make a platform for selling things and doing a very good job of collecting that data to like give you things on what you would want, games that you might enjoy, things that you watch on Twitch. They can start recommending you games on the, you watch a lot of this streamer. You love Co-Carnage? Here's Co-Carnage's library of games that you can buy on Vapor. I have a feel like they can do a very good job of integrating all that stuff together so that they can
Did you enjoy Alan Wake? Here's a flashlight.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see it happening. Why wouldn't they?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like even though Epic doesn't, but essentially have the power and money that Amazon does, my thing still goes is like, it's been 2, 3, 4 years, right? Or you're shelling out a shit ton of money to get an exclusive game when you could just shell that out to pay some developers, designers to build up features for your store that you're trying to compete with, instead of trying to lock people into your platform because something's exclusive. And like I mean, Borderlands 3 was that 6 months? I think it was
something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's just so bizarre. Coming from the same company who's got probably one of the most widely used game engines on the market, Like, you would think that they'd even have better integration for all this Unreal Engine stuff. And it's barely there, man. Like, they barely have anything for people to use on the actual store, you know? What are you going to do?
Keep talking about it on the podcast.
Yep.
Because it's fun.
Yep.
There will
The
always
Epic
be
Game
more
Store
news.
is going to be... It's going to be our new Stadia.
Yeah.
We're going to find like every excuse to just shit on it every time we can.
I'm okay with that.
Oh God.
I'm okay with that. So,
Yep.
but yeah, I mean, again, it's good news for people that have those games and the future games and the fact that they support it now. But, you know,
Hopefully
could've
that
been something-
the experience you apparently earn gets you something.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I haven't seen a lot of other companies, publishers, clients do this. And they weren't anything that was like game changing, amazing. But I did like how Ubisoft did it.
Oh, where you
was it their
earn the little
Uplay inter-
yeah, the
Like,
little
it was always
collectibles and stuff.
currency.
Yeah.
it was fun to log in there. Well, even it was you earn the currency, which obviously I never spent. I just hoarded because whatever. But if you played one game, a lot of times you could sign into their little Uplay store and you'd get like, you know, if you like, what was it? I think it was Ghost Recon Wildlands. I signed into the store there and I got a bunch of whole like Division gear for
Mhm.
free just because I
Oh, that's
owned
cool.
and played the Division. I thought
Yep.
it was like such a cool idea. Just small cosmetic stuff, nothing that you know.
Yeah, it doesn't
but
break the
Yeah.
game.
it was like it was just neat to be able to you buy a bunch of the different games and you get little maybe costumes or this or that. I think there was some weird was it Siege? I think I got the little Assassin's Creed symbol for like a weapon attachment.
Nice.
I just thought it like wasn't crazy amazing, but it was pretty cool.
And that's, I mean, that's completely fair. I mean, that's not even something unique to Ubisoft. I know that Blizzard does this too with their games.
Yeah.
They have a whole ecosystem, you know, for their little shop front where they have like, you know, you get Diablo cosmetics and pets and things like that in World of Warcraft. You can get, you know, like a StarCraft theme thing in Diablo. You know, you can get all this stuff that kind of cross promotes and stuff. And I mean, that's normal and cool. That's totally fine. And I feel like that's probably what Epic should have probably done. The only thing is I don't know what other games they really work on besides Fortnite. So Fortnite is their ecosystem,
Yeah, right.
and it is the ultimate cross promotional tool
Yeah,
to get
right.
everybody else to join their game.
They're always pulling. What is it? They're now have monsters coming in or something. There was Frankenstein. I don't know.
No
It's
idea.
Fork Fight. I
Yeah.
saw it this week, but Mike's not here. Have either of you guys played any of the Monster Hunter games?
Only one to
Nope.
get an Microsoft reward thing for it because it was on Game
Okay.
Pass. So for like
Okay.
10 minutes.
And maybe we won't spend a ton of time here, but some good news for Monster Hunter fans. I played the third one, actually had a lot of fun, and Mike and I played it actually together because we both got laid off on the same day. So we went and bought Monster Hunter 3 and played Monster Hunter 3. It was a good time. But Monster Hunter Rise is coming to Steam on January 12th. It's going to get some of the whole like PC upgrades, 4K, ultra wide support, uncapped frame rates, obviously keyboard mouse support, stuff like that. And there is a demo coming out next week for it. So
Nice.
good news. It looked like fun. Again, I had a lot of fun when I played Monster Hunter 3. So, you know, any Monster Hunter fans should be pretty happy about this. But it's a good time.
Cool.
And since I don't have Mike here to bounce stuff off of, we'll move right along. So this was a pretty kind of interesting announcement. I want to hear more, but it sounds like they're only just getting started. And it's been forever since I watched this show. But anybody else watch G.I. Joe in the 90s?
You mean 80s?
80s and 80s.
80s.
Yeah,
Yep.
80s.
I was not born yet.
I think
Oh,
I was
feel
born in
old.
the 80s, but I think by the time I was old enough to watch it, it was the 90s. That's why I keep getting
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it's a
I was born
classic.
I was born halfway through the 80s. So by the time I was watching, you know, cartoons, it was early 90s. So
Well, and this
Nah,
is
man.
back when cartoons had to have public service announcements at the end of them.
I still go look up the. Do
You
you guys
can
ever watch?
oh yeah. I'd
No,
say-
did you ever watch the joke?
oh yeah.
P-
No, no,
uh,
no. I
G.I.
knew.
Joe
Oh,
PSA?
I know what you're talking
I
about.
love those. I love
Yep.
those.
That's some like ancient tier YouTube content.
Yeah, that's early days.
I think
Every-
that actually originated on something before YouTube too. Like it was on some
I think
I
I
think it
watched
was on
it
one of those
E-
like the Newgrounds or like the E-bombs or
It's
something awful
I
or
wouldn't be
something
shocked
like
to see it on
Yep.
E-bombs.
I definitely was exposed to it pre YouTube,
pre
and
YouTube, yeah.
every few years I run across it again and I'll watch through a bunch of them. But yeah,
Yeah. Are you a computer? You got to stop all the
Hey,
downloading.
Dad, I'm a computer. Was it there's a
Stop all the
fire?
downloading.
There's a fire and the fireman G.I. Joe's running. He's like, pork chop sandwiches.
Yeah.
Oh shit, get out of here, kids. What are you doing? What the hell's going on? Anyways, go check it out on YouTube. They're hilarious. They're hilarious.
That is
love
not
them.
why we're here to talk about G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
But
But
nevertheless, go to YouTube.
it's great. But anyways, G.I. Joe game has been announced. Hasbro is starting a like a new game studio or gaming side of their company, and it looks like this G.I. Joe game will be actually developed by Wizards of the Coast, which I found was kind of a little interesting. So
Yeah. How much software development do they do? Yeah. Okay. That's kind of what I expected.
I mean, they got game designers.
Sure.
Obviously. Yeah.
But no, it should be.
I mean, they are wizards, so I expect good things from them.
Yeah. How cool would it be?
Coastal Wizards.
Right? The best kind.
They haven't. Obviously, it's too early on to really get into it. They're saying it's a multi-platform action adventure title made in Unreal Engine, so we could probably assume it'll be Unreal Engine 5. I think it'd be super cool if you have your game, but they kind of keep it the old cartoon style, or like make the cutscenes look like the 80s and 90s like cartoons. That'd be so cool. Maybe even the art, kind of like was it like that Metal Slug game that's coming out? They have a lot of their stuff.
Oh yeah.
Right. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
Be a little fun. Like the end of each mission has like a PSA for something.
Well, will I actually be able to kill someone in that? Because the old cartoon, no one ever actually died.
Maybe you just put him to sleep. I don't know. Paintball. I don't know.
It'll be intriguing to see. We'll update all of you as we learn more.
Yeah. I'm excited to hear more about it. Unless it's like a super kiddie game like Lego Star Wars. Those Lego games are fun.
Yeah, don't go bashing Lego Star Wars.
Yep. So hot off the presses tonight, Thursday, October 7th. Some new Destiny sadness came through the wire. I did want to throw this in. This will be real quick again because I'm the only one that I don't even really play it anymore, but I did want to throw it out there because this is kind of some big news. Last year, Destiny Content Vault was introduced. Basically, it was an excuse and a way for Destiny to get rid of old content and create more FOMO. And they basically got rid of everything Forsaken. So that was like basically Destiny 2's main campaign and its expansions. So this year, they're getting rid of everything in the Forsaken content, like campaigns, all that fun stuff. So we're losing the Tangled Shore, the Forsaken campaign, and the four seasonal content drops that came along with that, which is unfortunate because it's a good chunk of the game, and the Forsaken DLC was actually very fun and brought a lot of cool new changes to the game. But the good news is anybody that hasn't played it or is still playing Destiny 2, it will be free. The Forsaken campaign will be free from December 7th to February, whenever the Witch Queen DLC launches. So go out there and play it if you haven't. It was a pretty fun campaign. Rip Cade 6, bummer, but I know you guys probably don't have a lot of talking points around this, so I'll voice it and feel free to chime in if you guys have thoughts. But I really hate the idea of this Destiny Content Vault. As I said right at the start of it, pulling campaign out, creating FOMO. This just goes back to, I think it was
Disney.
last year.
Oh.
Yeah, Disney.
They
Well,
are
I
the
mean, I guess
kings.
that's their thing is
Well-
going into the vault, and we can pull it out at a later date.
That used
Yep.
to be a thing. Now it's all on Disney Plus, so they don't give a crap.
Yeah. This really goes back to my opinion from, I think it was last year, one of their Destiny announcements is I get people maybe don't want to grind up again or move over to a new game, but why they didn't do a Destiny 3 for the final chapters in this, whatever, Light Saga or whatever they're calling it, is beyond me. It's crazy that they're pulling content out of the game like this, large expansions, campaigns, and just, yeah. It's a big reason. I've said this multiple times too. Is a big reason I don't really play the game anymore. They're just creating all this expiring content, and I see no reason to really invest hours into it like I used to. So
Yeah, it's difficult these days because all these games are producing content that disappears after such time, and it's like, well, I don't have time for all this. I barely have time to play our book club game, let alone all these other games to try to keep this content.
yeah,
So
I'm not a big fan of like this whole seasonal stuff. Trying to pump out weak experiences in a lot of cases just to keep players engaged. But I'm an old time gamer. Anyways, it's sad. It's a bummer. And on to better topics, since Rich I can't get him to shut up about Destiny. Oh man.
I know. I'm obsessed. I can't get enough of it.
Yep. So we were talking about Sony earlier buying up Bluepoint. And I heard an interesting theory here with our next topic is it was kind of secretly like end of the day on like a Thursday or Friday that this was just tweeted out. It wasn't some big press release. I don't even think it hit Xbox Wire or anything like this. But the initiative, Microsoft's Quad A, that's right, not AAA, Quad A studio that's making a Perfect Dark game, is teaming up with Crystal Dynamics, the makers of the Tomb Raider games the past couple years and the Marvel's Avengers. Are they working on something new now? I guess they have to have multiple teams there, but I don't think they're working on anything other than
I'm
now
not
teaming up with the
aware
initiative.
of anything else. Gonna double check.
I don't know. I hear they're working on a Perfect Dark game.
Yeah,
Something like that.
but the thing I heard recently is like some people are thinking maybe Microsoft's kind of working with them to see if they like Crystal Dynamics with the potential of maybe acquiring them down the road. That's a rumor side to it. But the actual, real news is that Crystal Dynamics is now working with the initiative on the Perfect Dark game, we can assume. So, do you think Microsoft bringing in another studio to help with their Quad A game is a bad thing?
No.
Like, is like bad news, like make you scared or worried?
No. They did the same thing with I'm trying to think of another example. Star Wars Squadrons.
Yeah.
Because they brought in, what was it? Was it Creative Assembly?
Probably. Because they do a lot of that.
That's
Yeah,
another
but-
one of those studios
but
that
they're
helped
owned
with all
by-
the.
Creative Assembly is owned by Sega.
I can't remember who it was that
Yeah,
they brought
I
in for a
can't-
lot of the flight stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But they brought in another studio specifically. It was, I think, DICE that made the game, and then they brought in somebody else to help them with like the flight mechanics and like the flight simming and things like that. No, I don't think that's bad at all. I kind of like it when studios do a lot of like collaboration for, if like a studio has a strength in something that another studio doesn't have, then yeah, like them kind of getting involved. Sometimes it can be a mess, like when the Mass Effect team was trying to work with DICE with this whole Frostbite engine thing, and then Andromeda kind of got pooped out, so sometimes it could be a mess, but sometimes it definitely isn't. So it's coin flip.
Aside from their most recent title, they have their Tomb Raider games were pretty successful. So, It does make me wonder, is Perfect Dark going to be a first-person shooter or a third-person? Because
I hope it's a first-person shooter.
Same here, but Crystal doesn't, as far as I can think, they don't have any experience in first-person mechanics and gameplay. So one note I will make, Crystal Dynamics is still owned by Square Enix, so any purchasing would have to be bought through them.
Maybe that's the big...
that they'd buy Square Enix, that would be pretty epic.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah, we were talking about that where Microsoft was
that monopoly worthy.
Yeah, that would be pretty
worthy.
massive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I first heard this news, I wasn't worried. I think it was just more like, again, that there was like no fanfare around it. Like you'd think like to me this is a good thing, you know, bringing in another good studio to help out. As you both said, this is not uncommon. I mean, look at it's I forget now, is it Raven Software and Sledgehammer now that are the like the
new
studios
Call of Duty
that literally just help each year between Infinity Ward and what's the other one? Treyarch, right? They're the studios that just kind of help those studios each year get their games across the line. You know, it came out a while ago that, you know, other smaller little studios and large contracting companies are helping, like Infinite, you know, so it's not unheard of in the games industry. So to me it was like, cool, at least they got somebody that's well known and has done a good job with the Tomb Raider games, and at least a single player sounds like for Marvel's Avengers. Again, it was just kind of, it caught me off guard with,
it's
again, like
weird.
I didn't catch this in any other news articles. It was just a tweet. And I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird. Not like Xbox Wire article going, hey, we're so excited to be working with Crystal Dynamics. They're so good, and we're so good, and we're going to make a really good AAA game.
I wonder if it's what they're worried people, because there was a lot of talk like, why haven't we seen anything from it? And, you know, they've already said that they're just not in a spot development wise that they have anything to show us, which is fine. It makes perfect sense. But maybe we're slightly worried that people would be concerned if they're bringing in another development team to help out. But I don't know. I don't see it as an issue.
Again, I don't. It was just how it was announced. It's kind of odd.
It's just a weird way.
But I feel like the Microsoft's PR team could have easily spun that like, we're making the first ever quad A game, so we're like, we want to really do a good job, so we're bringing in like some AAA help, so we're basically making like a 7A game now, you know,
a septuple A game.
Yes, like, you know, like again, the PR could have really
possible.
Yeah, the PR team I felt could have done something, you know, along those lines to make it not seem bad, but. No, I'm excited. I want to see more of this. I'm maybe we get another teaser for it in the Game Awards in December, because that's where we first heard about Perfect Dark. Is that 2 years ago now? End of 2019, I think.
I thought it was 2020. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't remember. Maybe it was. That's so long ago.
You know, I
December
think
2020.
I might be thinking of when the initiative was formed, because I know they announced Perfect Dark was coming back before they announced the initiative is going to be the ones doing it.
No, you're right. Yeah, December.
I think it was December last year. Yeah,
it seems so. It felt like it was so much longer ago.
Ages ago.
For some reason, I thought it was during an E3, but yeah, it was definitely during.
Damn.
The Game Awards.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. So we got some other news this week. Who's a Ghost Recon fan?
Kind of, especially in the past.
Honestly, I never really liked the games.
I played the first one.
Love the first one.
I think a little of the second one. Little of, was it Advanced
Warfighter?
Warfighter. I was gonna say Advanced Warfare, but that's not it.
No.
And then I didn't play anything until Wildlands.
Yeah, because I remember when the original like Ghost Recon games came out. Those were for like PlayStation 2 and all that, right?
Yeah, it was ages ago.
The third-person shooters.
I know
Yeah.
they were the original Ghost Recon games were first person where you don't even see your gun, like the old school Rainbow Six game.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
So you just have a reticle that you're pointing at the bad guys and popping them off.
So I had never played
you-
that one. I just remember playing the third-person ones and being upset that they were third-person because
Yeah.
I was used to playing like the old Rainbow Six games,
Mhm.
which I loved
Oh, those were classics.
a lot.
I played the first. I could have sworn it was. I must be misremembering. Probably because it's 20 years ago.
Right,
The
it's
Ghost
been
Recon event this
forever.
week was the 20th anniversary event, which is exciting. I know it's a big franchise. I played, like I said, a couple of the first ones and most recently Wildlands, which there was some fun there. It was an Ubisoft game, as we've discussed what Ubisoft games are. But yeah, no, it's exciting. They had a little event earlier in the week with a couple announcements there. We'll start off with the cool free stuff up until October 11th. So yeah, we should have this episode out before then. You can pick up Ghost Recon Wildlands Fallen Ghost DLC, and Ghost Recon Breakpoint Deep State Adventure DLC for free in celebration of the 20th anniversary. Along with the other news that they showed off at their event were the Ghost Recon Breakpoint, a new DLC called Operation Motherland coming in November 2nd, which I guess if none of us play Ghost Recon Breakpoint, it doesn't really matter. We'll move on to the more interesting topic. What did you guys think of Ghost Recon Frontline?
I'm intrigued.
Never played it.
Well,
Oh, it's not out yet.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I never really played any Ghost Recon games
yeah.
other than the old ones, so I don't really have an opinion on it.
I like that it's going back to first person, which is my preference for those.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks interesting as a free to play game.
I really got it. So I saw some people calling it a battle royale, and that was before I read up on the news or watched the event. I was like, oh, great. They're making a battle royale, blah, 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 which they still could because this game is a 100+ players type multiplayer match, right? I mean, it's very easy to spin off a mode that's just a battle royale. But this one, I got the vibe of if you ever played the Division or Division, actually, I never went into Dark Zone Division 2. But in the Division, they had the Dark Zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it very similar? Were they very similar, both Dark Zones? Yeah.
Yeah.
This
it was
really
like the same thing.
Yeah, this really kind of felt like a 100-person Dark Zone. Just massive map. I think I guess I didn't write down. I thought it said it was 4K by 4K.
I believe you're correct on that. I did watch
and by
it.
4K, I mean kilometers, not a resolution. Where you run around in teams of or squads of 3, and you try to capture intel, and then when you get enough, you kind of call in a way to extract it, right? And then that you're thrown on the map, and everybody can either come kill you or let you move on. I don't know. It seemed interesting, but I didn't spend a lot of time in Dark Zone, and I don't play battle royales or these type of large. I guess I can't say that because I play a 50-on-50 Hell Let Loose, but I don't know.
It gets rid of some of the key things I don't like about battle royales. Like there's no shrinking map. That doesn't happen in this, which is good because I don't know how in their narrative you make that a thing that's happening. The dropping in platforms and that kind of stuff seems kind of weird. Like having turrets and that kind of stuff would be neat, but having just plunked down a wall seems kind of odd. But I could see how it could be fun. But
I got the feeling like that was specific to a class.
It's supposed to be like your engineer class as opposed to your medic or sniper or whatever. Though your sniper can get himself a tower to be able to snipe down on people, but
you could drop in a tower.
Yeah, yep, a little collapsible. It pops up. I don't know. I'm intrigued. The nice part is it's free to play, so I can always give it a shot. And if I hate it, then whatever.
Yeah.
But Yeah.
That is kind of the nice thing about the accessibility of that, is that, like I said, I haven't really played any of the Ghost Recon games. They've never really interested me at all, but I mean, I could give this one a try just because I don't really have to have buy-in other than spending
Right.
a couple hours of my time to try it.
Yeah. It did. Well, one, I guess we should say too is I'm going to call it early access. I don't know if they have another fancy PR name for it, but I really think that's what's going to be released here soon. A kind of version of that, because you can register to get into the upcoming tests. It's one of those, they want to get players in early, dedicated players in early, get some feedback and be able to make adjustments. It also sounded like more modes will be coming in the future. Again, obviously they could very easily spin off a mode for a battle royale. So we'll see there.
Matt's so desperate to find his excuse to hate it.
I am, right? I really am. I want to shit on it because this looks interesting, but
You don't want it to take away from your Hell Let Loose.
Interesting in a good way or interesting in a bad way?
Like if I had a couple, since it's free to play, if I had some buddies that wanted to play,
That's just it. Yeah.
play a couple rounds very casually, and then go back to Hell Let Loose, right? This is not something I'm going to hop in there or bug people to play, right? Like I have some friends, we'll randomly hop into something that, Paladins, just because this is a free to play shooter. We can all party up, just have a good time, BS why we suck at shooting people, right? So like this could be another one of those things where, hey, there's only 3 of us on, let's just hop in, screw around, have a good time, BS, and yeah, shoot some fools, extract some intel,
see what you gain.
I'd be at least okay with giving it a shot.
Yep. Yeah. Coming to PC first, so. Which I tried to look up Ubi Bucharest because I'm not super familiar with that branch, because Ubisoft has about 700 some odd branches. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're predominantly known for early on trying to make PC ports of their of the console games, so like the original Assassin's Creed and that kind of stuff. So otherwise they
say trying to.
Well, the early Assassin's Creed games did not port well. They also only had like 10 people apparently working for them. So I can see why that'd be difficult. They're apparently currently around 700 people working for them. So, but they've also in recent years been focusing on multiplayer titles. So hopefully they have the right pedigree to pull this off.
It's kind of it is strange thinking about it too. This will be the second free to play multiplayer game coming, like Tom Clancy multiplayer game coming out of Ubisoft, because there's that what is it Tom Clancy's like X, what's it called, X something, it was a real dumb name. What was that called? Shoot,
did I already blank it out in my head?
Yeah,
they've been dragging that name in the mud for a while now, so I kind of,
that was the one that was rumored at E3 and then they announced it at E3 and I can't remember what it is, but that's the one where they grab like ghosts and
yeah, it's that really
like
stupid
sweepers
looking one
from the Division. Is it Team Echelon? Wasn't that what it was from Splinter Cell?
Third Echelon.
Yeah, it's been a while since I played Splinter Cell. So
yeah, X Defiant.
Yeah, X, there you go.
It's such a stupid name.
Next year's gonna have a name change to something.
Well, and they still have, I can't remember if they've announced how it's gonna work, but that new Division game that's also going to be free to play.
Oh yeah, another
Heartland.
So three free to play.
Yeah, it's
Tom Clancy games. Interesting.
Actually, in fact, they're the 3 Tom Clancy titles supposedly coming out this year are all free to play massive multiplayer games.
Interesting.
It's a decision that they made. I don't know that that's the right way to do it, but
that is a thing that is happening.
This shouldn't be a surprise to us, because wasn't it last year we were talking about how Ubisoft, they even stated we are moving away, not necessarily from AAA, but we're moving into like live service.
They want free to play, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
We were worried about it though.
Yeah, and
if I remember correctly, like we were kind of nervous about that.
Yep.
Well, let's see how these games are, and
it's true. Yeah.
I mean,
now we'll finally get to see the see what they're doing.
I'm a fan of 2 of those series, so I'm kind of hoping they don't suck.
I mean, I like the Division. I
Yeah.
thought both Division games were they were fun.
Yeah.
The story of 2 was weird.
The story of 2 got super weird.
Yeah, it got super weird, but
The story,
it was fun. It was a fun game.
the story of 1 became unfortunate. It's tough to
Yeah.
play that game now.
I don't know what you would change,
Became
but
too real.
Yeah. It's like, oh.
Ghost Recon Wildlands was like fun in like these like kind of like GTA, probably
Yeah, I
like
was
a
gonna say it's like
GTA
a
Online
GTA
type.
military shooter.
Yeah,
which
but
is
yeah,
not-
on the wilderness.
I enjoyed it, but not because it was a Ghost Recon game. Because it really hurt what I wanted out of a Ghost Recon game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it was fun to again kind of get in with a couple friends and play. I did that. We had a good crew of 4 of us that played quite a few of the areas before we all got bored because it is an Ubisoft game. So it was like, go to this area, uncover all the points of interest, kill this boss, and do a couple other side missions. And guess what? Rinse and repeat on the next area. It's just a little different terrain, a little bit tougher. But it was definitely one of those just fun kind of run around, fly planes and helicopters and motorbikes and motorboats, and it was a good time. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I don't know. Division was fun too. But
Here's hoping this is something fun that, every once in a while we can get together and play and not absolutely hate it.
It's a bold move, Ubisoft.
Let's see if it pays off.
Yeah.
See if it pays off for them.
Cool. Well, guys, got anything else there? Nope.
No, I got nothing.
Well, that I guess will about do it for us. Thanks for listening. Thanks, fellas, for joining me tonight for this kind of quick, fun news episode, little bonus episode. It's a good time. I hope you had fun. I hope listeners had fun. So, again, be sure to check us out at campfiregamingpodcast.com. Find us on socials like Twitter, Instagram. Check us out on our Discord. Come chat with us. Come play games with us.
Book club. Play games with us. We were, talking about playing Battlefield earlier. We'd like to have you guys on with us.
Any more future Halo flights? If you do play Hell Let Loose, we try to, with all these new games coming out, it's getting a little hard to kind of focus on some of them.
We haven't had time.
Yeah. Valheim server. Yeah. So Phasma, some of those other ghost hunting games. So yeah, come have a good time. Come chat with us. Come play games with us. Yeah. It's a great time. And keep liking, subscribing. Yeah.
And share with your friends.
Yep.
Yep.
Sharing is caring.
And your parents. And your
enemies.
grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
Grandma's going to love our podcast.
Right?
Yeah.
We are quite adorable. Yeah. So grandparents love us.
Very adorable. But on that note, thanks again for listening. We'll see you next time around the campfire.